House Numbers Makeover DIY. If you take a look on the left, that is the before shot of just loose numbers hanging up there. And then you take a look at the right, a nice glowing, awesome set of numbers. Easy to see at night. Before we get started, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out. Okay, I just arrived here. I'm going to get all the supplies that I need to build this from the restore. Now that I have all my supplies, let's get started. Okay, so you guys know where I got these at, right? Peel these stickers off here. What I need to do is clean this before I put my numbers on. So I got these at the restore as well. 2, 5, 2. And they'll fit on there nicely. The light will shine through them and we'll see how it looks. Time to apply the numbers. Take some alcohol. Restore purchase as well. Clean the lenses up a little bit here. Okay, so let's apply the 2. I want it to go about here. What I should do is mark out where I want the bottoms or the tops of these guys to go. Making the mounting bracket. Now some people are going to say, well Ray, why don't you just mount this directly onto the wall, put some screws into the wall and then slide them on and have them hang. The brick is uneven, so they would have been all over the place and they wouldn't have looked level. And I wanted the hovering, floating look. Okay, now I have to actually hang these on something. So I want these to float in the air, as weird as it sounds, and to be sticking out. So I'm guessing I probably want about an inch in between each one. So it looks something like this, an inch in between one, and then I don't want it to be as long so it sticks out the end. So I'm going to say I'm going to cut my aluminum to about 11 inches, just so it's inside about 1/8 or 1/4 inch on each side. So here's the piece of angle that I'm going to use. This piece is what I'm going to drill and hang onto the edge, onto the ledge, and then this piece here is what I'm going to mount this guy to. So those holes will go in and it'll hang like that. So my next step is to make this long piece 11 inches. Laying out where to drill the holes. There's a trick to it. Okay, instead of using the math, I'm going to show you another trick. Put your piece up against, put your spacings on the end, measure your spacings across here, get them pretty much equal. Grab some tape, and I will check these with the numbers afterward. Put the tape on the bottoms of the loops here, so that the tops are showing. Push it down. There's lots of clearance with the drills and the screws that we're going to be using, so you don't have to be super accurate in this case. Put this guy up here, and then just draw the loop here, the top loop piece. And that's it. Grab your piece, flip it over. Excuse me. Take my piece here. I want this to be a little bit higher And I'm going to transfer to here. Then I'll center punch my marks, drill my holes. Center punching and drilling the holes. Okay, so what I did is I took a pen and just traced a line across the edge. Where those two lines intersect, I'm going to use center punch, center punch, center punch. I'm going to clamp this over top of wood and then drill through the clearance, on top of wood because I don't want to drill into my bench. Mounting the lights to the bracket. Just poking a hole so that the screw can get through. These are 632 screws. Normally they're wood screws holding these guys in, but I'm going to put metal screws in. Now you're going to see these are quite long. I can cut them down, but that's just another operation. And it won't matter, you'll see. Now I could have drilled smaller holes and put wood screws in here. Okay, now that we have one that's almost ready to be mounted here, so what I want to do is I want to be able to, I don't want this guy to fall out, so now I want to turn this in as much as I can by hand. Okay. I'm going to take a pair of ice grips, grip on to the bolt. Oops, won't come out. I'll take a little wrench, and I'll tighten this guy down. Screw onto it as much as you can by hand. Oops. That guy's on there. Voila. We'll let these guys charge for a bit, and tomorrow I will put it up on the wall. So when I look forward, see how the black is in here? Mounting the numbers to the house. What I've done so far is I transferred the two holes from the back of the plate onto here. Now I'm going to enlarge them and put plugs in. Okay, before we actually put the plugs in, we're going to put a little dab of silicone in each hole. That's to stop any water from getting in and expanding and cracking this sill plate. Now if a little bit of silicone squirts out, it's okay, just as long as it seals. I don't know if you can see it in this shot, but what I was trying to go for was a hovering or a floating effect. Kind of 3D-ish, away from the house. So I guess it's time to take down the old numbers. They've been there for quite a while. A list of tools and supplies to complete this project. Masking tape and electrical tape. Caulking gun and caulking. 632 screws and 632 nuts. 2 plugs and 2 particle board screws. The angle channel that we used to mount. Clamps and a piece of wood that was scrap. Drills and concrete bits. A hammer drill. Rubbing alcohol. A hammer for tapping in the plugs and a hacksaw for cutting the aluminum. Wrench for the 1032 nut. Vice grips to hold on to the bolt. The magic marker, pencil, and pen for layout, and the screwdriver for mounting the sign to the wall. File for deburring the aluminum, measuring tape for laying out, and a center punch to center punch the location of the holes. The cost. This project was quite cost effective. It cost me approximately $24.50, but you also have to keep in mind that this money goes to a charity, so it's good for you and good for everyone else. It's difficult to get a good shot with the light in here. House numbers look awesome in the middle of the night, but with the lights coming on, you really couldn't tell. If you want to see other great videos, check out my YouTube channel, Ray's Fix, or my professional channel, Shop and Math. Before you go, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out. Thank you for watching my video and have an excellent night.